All right, man. Kombat Konvo. You know what it is. We got a special guest with us today. Will. You know. All right. So, discussion of the JYD discussion. This is part two. Part two. Everybody trying to get me out of here. So, we gonna talk about this because I got a lot to say, and I brought an expert on, a wrestling expert, and he might not agree with me either.
hey.
So all right, so we're gonna get into this real quick. So I have this thing with JYD. I never thought he was that great. Maybe I was just, like I said, maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But I always felt like he was just a card filler. I didn't really think he was that good. Now, so there's a question I have from Will, but I want to let you talk first, S. But there's some questions I have for him when it comes to JYD, because I'm sure he would know certain things that I'm gonna ask him. So go ahead, get your smoke off for me.
All right, so all right, so first and foremost, you know what I mean, rest in peace to JYD, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
Let's
Rest in peace.
just keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck, you know what I mean? When we make these, when we talk about and have these discussions or whatever, we are not, we're not being disrespectful or anything like that, you know what I mean? I know people have emotional ties to a lot of these athletes or whatever like that, and we understand that too, because we grew up watching these athletes too. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, this is all opinion based. So keep your feelings to yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is opinion based.
Yeah.
This is not facts. This is just opinion based, and this is just a simple discussion with mature people. So let me just say that and flat out real quick. All right, so JYD. So this is what I should have mentioned before when we've had the first discussion. This was so should have mentioned. He was a Mid-South champion. You know what I mean? He was a Mid-South champion. He worked with a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, he main evented, and I'm sticking to that. He main evented a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he was brought into the WWE, WWF, you know what I mean? They brought him in because he was a fan favorite in the South. You understand? He was a fan favorite in the South, and they wanted that fan base to draw over to WWE. That's what Vince was trying to do. That's what Vince's whole thing. And then what else I found out was the fact that as far as merch, he sold a lot of merch. And for like even a few weeks, maybe a month or two, he actually beat Hulk Hogan in merch, who was the highest merchandise seller in the WWE at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I also want to say is that I don't think it's fair to compare him to Hulk Hogan like they were
I
doing
didn't
in
do
the
that.
no. It wasn't none of us. It was what they were doing in the comments.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't think it's fair to compare him to Hulk Hogan because like Hulk Hogan's whole list of whatever he done, it transcended through time. You know what I'm saying? Like it went all the way into like the early 2000s. Like people were still Hulk Hogan fans, and I'm pretty sure there's people that are still Hulk Hogan fans today. Even when he with his situation or whatever like that, we ain't gonna talk about, but we already know. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that JYD, if pushed the proper way in WWE, if pushed the proper way with the right type of backing, he could have been a WWE champion.
But that,
Bro. And
yo,
I'm
I can
standing
say
on
that.
what
I
I
can
said.
say that about anybody. Like, come on, man.
And I'm standing on that. And I'm standing on that. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm standing on that.
All right, so Will, let me ask. So let's get to him because let's get to Will. Will, I got one question for you. Was JYD ever a champion in WWE?
was.
WWF?
No, he wasn't. No, he
Never?
wasn't. No,
Okay.
he
I was just
he
making sure.
like you said, it was Mid-South Wrestling, very, very popular. Like you said, Vince McMahon brought a lot of people out. He was actually over there with Stu Hart too. He's up in the dungeon actually. He was working for Stu Hart as well.
Oh
Junkyard
wow.
Dog. Yeah, Junkyard Dog. Yeah, he was with Stu Hart. He did some stuff over there. I mean, like you said, he was a big name, and he couldn't really wrestle like that, but he was strong. He was strong as hell, but he was I could agree with him. And he wasn't the only one that sold out more merchandise than Hulk Hogan. A lot of people did, believe it or not, because people were getting tired of Hogan back. It was getting so tired of him just in the public's eye, man. It was like anytime he was in Royal Rumbles or whatever, everybody knew like he was gonna win. So it's like kind of even Roman Reigns today. It's like that he wins everything. Sometimes people are getting tired of it because they push him too hard. John Cena is another one. When you push him and keep pushing him, fans start hating him. But yeah, Junkyard Dog could have. I agree. He was real popular. He was real popular. Like it was. I mean, I wasn't like a Hulk Hogan fan like that years ago. I mean, I was, and now I was like, I just saw too much of him. So it was like, I always like Junkyard Dog because he always entertained the crowd.
Wait, so let me ask you this: what other black wrestlers were there outside of Junkyard Dog that
Coco Beware? Oh, good.
But outside of, well, I was gonna say Coco Beware too, because I couldn't remember too many of them. I figured that you probably, I know he meant, my boy mentioned, S mentioned some, but they were, I'm saying like in the WWE besides Bad News Brown, it was other ones too at the time.
Oh man.
I know there was
There was
Superfly.
Bobo Brazil. Bobo Brazil was one.
Yeah, Ernie Ladd. Ernie Ladd was
Ernie
another one.
Ladd. Yeah, Big Cat, Ernie Ladd.
Man,
Of course, Rocky Johnson. We already know Rocky Johnson. Abdullah the Butcher.
You know what? Butch Reed. Butch
Yeah,
Reed.
Butcher.
Yeah,
Ron
Yep,
Simmons.
yep.
Yeah, he was another one. Butch Reed he was another one that had fan base, but he turned him bad. That was a whole other thing.
What's the name was wrestling back then, but he was, I don't think he came to WWF. Farouk, he came to WWF later though.
Yeah, years later, yeah. But I would probably say like I said, Butch Reed was a big star too as well. He was the same. He was like Junkyard Dog kind of. He was like, yeah, he was real good.
What was Junkyard Dog's biggest match? You know?
Probably, man. Harley Race, I believe. Harley Race was known too. He was a big what you call it too, big draw.
Yeah.
I would say Harley Race that match he did when the King, the King match or whatever. I believe WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest. I would say that was probably one of the biggest ones. I mean, he fought Rick Rude.
Fought Buck John Studd too.
Yeah. But I would think that Harley Race one would that stands out. That pretty much stands out right there. The Harley Race one.
Yeah. How did he pass away? He died in a car accident, right?
Yeah, he was coming from the ECW arena. Yeah, supposedly.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Wow. I always thought he had a heart attack for some reason. I don't know. I didn't read it.
No, he said he fell asleep behind the wheel and went over the bridge or something like that.
Well, he was from down south, but he lived up here.
No, he took gigs. Like, he would go wherever work was at.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of them guys would drive, and he would drive long distance if they can't. Like, some guys was only making like $100 a night, $50 a night. It's bad, man. They would get the leftover hot dogs, the warm drinks.
Yo.
Like, yeah, it was bad, man. It's bad. Yeah.
So what you think about Vince coming back and Trying to, what you think about that?
I think I'll probably end up tuning out of it. It's it's gonna be, I don't know, man. You just get so used to him, to Vince man, the old ways. I thought Triple H was doing pretty good. He's
too.
letting a lot of younger guys come back and do some work. And then some of their schedules aren't even as hard as Vince McMahon has them. Like their schedules are changed. Like they don't have to, they don't work like they used to do it. They used to do like 7 days a week or like it's 365 days in a year. So a lot of times they would have their wrestlers work 345 days or something. They don't do too much of that no more. I mean, some of them, they do TV and stuff like that, but not wrestling. They'll do Monday Night Raws and stuff like that. But a lot of times they don't have um, them work like they used to.
Yeah. I was telling him about Vic Venom. You remember Vic Venom, right?
Yeah, Vic. Yeah, I remember Vic Venom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were saying they never heard of him, and I was trying to explain to him what he did. You tell him what he did, Vic Venom, what he used to do.
What was it? I can't remember. I remember the name. I'm trying to remember. I remember the name. That was what's the name? Vince Russo.
Yeah, well, he was
Yeah,
one of the writers.
yeah. He was the writer. Yeah. That was Vince Russo. When you said, I remember the Vic Venom, and I was like, I had to look at his picture. Yeah, that's Vince Russo. What do you mean? What did he do?
No, I was telling him how when he left the WWF, left the WWE, he went to WCW during the Monday
Yeah,
Night Wars, and then he came back
yeah.
because he
He
was
was doing it right through the Attitude Era. He was the one that helped them win back their the ratings.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's what I was saying during the Monday night, and we was also talking about Goldberg and his no loss clause in his contract. He was saying he can't take a loss. What he was
What,
doing,
when he was in WCW or
yeah.
WF?
Well,
Oh yeah.
I didn't know if he carried it over to the WWF.
No, because remember he lost. Like, he did lose a couple times too. Not a couple times, but I know when he came back this time around, he lost he lost to a couple people.
He lost to Roman. He lost to Brock.
Yeah,
Uh,
Brock. Yeah, once. I'm trying to remember who else it was.
He lost to
lost to a few
Batista
cats.
too.
Yeah, Batista, but that was in his first run with WWE though. That was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wasn't
His
now.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, his first run, he was damn near unstoppable. But
hmm
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know how a company could actually agree to that because that's no fun. Like
Well, if you make it, see, if the way they made it in WCW, people was rooting for him not to lose because they wanted that. Kind of like how how the Undertaker did with his streak. It was
yeah, I
kind
hear
of
you.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Undertaker, like,
hmm
oh well, I'm 21-0 or 20-0 in WrestleMania, and that goes on for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Goldberg was the guy in WCW. Every night they had is 100. He went from, I think it was like 55. Then they said, oh, 65 wins straight, 75 wins straight, 85. Now everybody's like, oh, can he get to 100? I think he went up to 150 or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
it's like 150. But it was, some people was trash. You know what I'm saying, that he beat. But I mean, when he did the joint to the Big Show, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that right there, that moment in wrestling history, I would never forget because I was watching Nitro that night, and I was in, I think I was in fifth or sixth grade, and I was watching. It was me and my mother because my mother was a big wrestling fan too. So we sitting there and we watch. I'm like, yo, he's not going to pick up. He's not going to pick up the Giant. He's not going to do that.
Yeah,
The Giant is too big, and he hoisted this mug up. I was like, oh, I was like,
yeah,
yo, and he had him up there for a while too. Like
yeah,
it wasn't. I'm not saying he had him up like a long period, but that's pretty long for somebody that weighs like close to 500 pounds, and you have him up like that, and he
yeah,
jackhammered him. then pinned him. I was like, yo. I was like, this dude,
Not, but
that made me a fan of his at that time. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
the
definitely
British dog used to do
respected,
that. He used to do
huh?
that. The British Bulldog used to do that. He used to hold people up for a long time and
Yeah,
just
he
drop. I mean,
did.
I've seen him do the Warlord, and and he was muscular. The Warlord had to be about almost. He wasn't like quite the height of Big Show, but he was. That dude had muscle mass, man. He was almost 400 easy.
Yo,
Mhm.
you know who? When we was talking about the top 5 people, it was one. Well, it was one guy. Well, I ain't gonna say I should have put him in my top 5, but he should have been an honorable mention. That was Nikita Koloff. I totally forgot about him, bro. Him and the British
Yeah.
Bulldog. I don't understand how I didn't put them in honorable mentions, bro. British Bulldog
Well,
was amazing.
I think the probably one of the reasons, as far as the Bulldog was, you know what I'm saying, he kind of died too soon. You know what I'm saying? He passed too soon.
He
Like,
did a lot
rest in
though in
peace.
his career though.
No, he did. No, he definitely did. He was a tag champion with the Dynamite Kid.
Wasn't that Bret Hart and the cousin, right?
Yeah,
Dynamite
that's
Kid.
he married Bret Hart's sister. Yeah,
You mean
British Bulldog.
Bulldog? Yeah,
Bulldog, yeah.
Bulldog married.
Bulldog.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Bulldog
married
did.
his sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But he was a tag team champion. He was a tag team with champ with the Dynamite Kid.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of stuff, man. Like Bulldog was respected, man. It's just that he had an unfortunate, you know, illness, and then and passed on. Yo, the life of a professional wrestler is rough, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
those guys like The Rock, people like The Rock and Cena with a few others was smart. They took their time, they got into the business, they did what they supposed to do, and they got out. They got out. And now they control their own fate as far as professional wrestling. A lot of those wrestlers, man, they wrestled until they was just bone dry. Like they
they had
couldn't
no,
do
but
nothing.
the thing is they ain't have nothing else. Like, see, a lot of the wrestlers you name, they got star power. Look at Batista. Batista's a movie star now. He don't have to ever wrestle again. Like, and he's a pretty good actor too. John Cena's another movie star. But WWE owns a studio, so a lot of those movies, like Fast and the Furious, that's WWE. It's all WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a couple of other, I think Transformers. There's a couple of other movies that the WWE owns the rights to. So, but as far as do y'all remember? I know y'all do, but do you remember the Von Erichs? They all
Yeah.
Yeah.
died.
Texas Tornado, yeah.
Yeah, they all died. You know what I'm saying?
No, there's two of them now alive.
Yeah, it's two of
Yeah,
them.
two
Yeah,
still alive?
Two of them
I think
now
Mike.
alive.
Well, I think
Mike and
4
his
died,
daughter.
right? Or 3 died.
The daughter's still alive. Well, one of the daughters, what's it called, Lacey Von Erich. Yeah, she's alive, but she was one of the what's it called?
Actually, there's three of them that alive. There's the two children, the two Von Erich children that wrestle for MLW,
Yeah.
and I believe it's their uncle.
Well, I'm talking about the brothers. I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's one of the brothers.
One of the brothers are still alive.
Yeah, he's there. He's their father. He's their father. He's still alive because I remember seeing him on MLW not too long ago. He was with them. He stood right with them. It was three of them, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know he was around too." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
Kevin.
look at huh?
Kevin Von Erich. He's the one that's last.
Yeah, Kevin. Yep. Yeah, there's three of them.
And
there was another one named
Carrie,
Kevin too, right?
No, Carrie.
Carrie.
Nobody.
That was Carrie Von Erich. That's the Texas Tornado.
Yep. Yeah, he had. Then a lot of people didn't know he had like 1 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had 1 foot. Yep.
What?
Yep.
He used to do the spin around, John.
Yep. Just like Brian Pillman, man. He had one leg shorter than the other.
I remember that. Yeah, Brian Pillman. I forgot about him too, man. He's another. Then he passed away too, right?
Yeah, he passed. Yeah.
his son is wrestling for AEW though.
Yeah, DW. Yep.
Yo,
He's good too.
the guest we having on, what's his name? Let's see if he might know.
Mims.
You know Mims, Will?
No, I don't know.
He wrestles for NWA.
No, I don't know him. Yeah, I gotta see his
If
face.
you
I
you
probably
probably you probably seen him if you watch NWA Power, you probably seen him. You just
you
didn't
said
know his
Mibs.
name.
What's
His
his
name's
name? Mibs.
Mims. Yeah. Huh?
You said Mibs. MIBS.
No. Mims.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
I may see it.
He just had a match. He just had a match recently with Tyrus,
Okay.
aka Brodus Clay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be on our show coming up real soon. So we're just working that out.
Yeah, actually, me and Fred went to the we went to the Monster Factory. We did it for a little bit, and then we King Kong Bundy. We went to his school for a little bit. But that man, that was like $250 a week, man. I was like, oh no, I can't afford it. And making
Yeah,
$6 an hour.
yeah. That's why.
Oh
And I
gosh.
was just telling Reese that, like, man, like, I did 4 months. You know what I mean? But the thing that was different with when I went to the training was like we was getting trained. We was getting trained by a guy in his garage. He had like a big garage with a wrestling ring, and he was training all local guys in the area who had wrestling aspirations. So me and a few of my friends just so happened to be those people that would went for the training. And the only reason why I only did 4 months and I bailed out, what I mean, I had so much stuff on my plate because, like, when you train to be a wrestler, you gotta be like 100% dedicated. And it
Hmm.
wasn't that I wasn't dedicated. It was just like when you got so much on you at that present time, like this and that. You don't know where you going. Like I had school. I was playing ball. I was, what I mean. I had to maintain my job. I had to help out with my mother. Like it was a bunch of stuff. Not to mention the fears of pro wrestling too. Like the getting into the business and have to worry about getting hazed, the wrestlers not liking you for whatever reason. Like all those things play back in my head, and I'm like, yo, I don't even know if I want to be a part of that culture because, like, I know how I will react to people trying to haze me because then they probably jump me because I definitely will fight back. I'm not going to be punked by nobody, so it's like, what I mean. I don't play to those narratives, so it's like I'm hearing all these things, and then on top of that, and so it was a no-brainer for me just to like fall back. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I kind of regret it now because, you know,
You
but
so Will Vince stepped away because he raped somebody or something like that. Why did somebody accuse him of doing
And no,
something?
he ain't raped somebody. It was like it wasn't. It was like different things, man. He was just paying women. It's like hush money, so they don't. It was just different things. I don't know offhand the whole story. Sexually, people it was just getting sex or whatever, paying women for sex and promising them different things. From what I understand of it,
Yeah.
and he was actually using the company's money to do it. So, and that was a
Wow.
whole big thing. Now you talking about you using what you call stakeholders, all their money and not saying nothing, trying to hide it. So it was bad, man. You know.
Wow, that's that's some wild shit.
mhm. That's why I was trying to tell you, man. Like that's why I was trying to tell you. It's probably some things that you don't know, man. Vince is a wild boy. That's a wild
Listen,
man
I
right
know
there.
Vince a wild boy, but
Yeah, dude is bugging, man. That's
yeah,
why. That's why we were saying before, like, I mean, like, it's crazy for him to come back while everything is going well, only for you to go sell the company. It didn't make no sense. Like, if he was gonna sell the company, he should have planned to do that while he was in office. Why you gotta retire, then reinstate yourself, fire 3 people on the board. You make 3 people step down on the board, then come back to your position. You say you're not gonna mess with creative, but I doubt that. I doubt that. If give him a few months, I promise you, you're gonna see some events sprinkled in creative sooner or later. I'm trying to tell you, watch.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not
he's
gonna be able
pissed
to
off.
help
That's why
himself.
he's mad. He's pissed off. That's all about. He's mad. He's like if he's that's why he did it with that's why the stock rose and stuff like that. But yeah, he's pissed off and he's like, if I can't be here, then I'm taking it. Nobody's gonna have it, so he's gonna sell it.
Exactly.
That's the
That's
mentality.
exactly my
That's
point.
how he's gonna do. It's bullshit. It's BS.
So you say, so y'all think he getting rid of it?
Yeah. If I can't have it,
Oh,
nobody can. That's what it is, But that's why everybody's praying that, a decent company grabs WWE. Like I was saying, like I think the best companies to grab it is probably Fox, Universal, or NBC. Because
Disney.
all 3 of those people
Yeah.
had something to do with WWE in the past and even in the present. So those are the 3. I don't know nothing about the Saudi Arabia company, so I'm not even gonna mention it because I know nothing about them, you know. But those three will be good, especially Universal because Universal has ties with AEW, and if Universal gets their hands on WWE, that's just gonna make nothing but great TV because now we could probably see a Forbidden Door, and we could probably see dream matches that we was only thinking about. Now it's gonna come to fruition.
Well,
So
I'm gonna say this: ain't none of them companies gonna buy them. They all in debt. All the companies you name, they all in debt. They can't buy you. Every one of those companies are in debt. Disney, Fox, they all in debt because of the pandemic.
well,
They all in debt. So I don't know. I don't. I think if they do sell, yeah, I'll be shocked. But I don't think Vince is gonna sell yet. I don't think he's
nah,
gonna sell. I was
he
reading
gonna
something.
sell, bro.
I was reading
He
something,
gonna
but
sell.
but
He's
for,
he's
but
gonna
for what though? What is he selling for?
Bro, he's selling for money, bro.
He don't
He's
need the
selling for money.
money.
What, bro? He owes the company that he's trying to sell. He owes them.
No, he's actually, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to get back to prioritizing it. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Because he's pissed off. He's pissed off at them stakeholders. So that's why he's really pissed off at them. So he's trying to get it off the what's called the stock market. He's trying to go back private again.
Mm. Oh, okay.
I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
Yep.
Neither did I.
He could
Mm.
be, because he was private for a while. And he didn't. They. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. GYD.
There you go again, man. Here you go again with this, bro.